everyone. On today's episode of Quarantine Cooking with Chris, I'm going to make Rowan's favorite dish, my spaghetti sauce. So a nice traditional meat sauce with some spaghetti noodles. And unfortunately, due to running to the grocery store not having any ingredients, we're actually going to make them with fettuccine noodles. We'll see if he notices. All right, so let's get on to the cooking. We'll start up our water now for the spaghetti. And it's always important to salt your water. You see that on all the fancy cooking shows. Why do you salt it? Because you do. You want the water to taste like the ocean. It helps with everything, and it also helps the flavor of everything. So water is on the go right now, and we'll get to all our other ingredients here. We'll start off with some wonderful pure olive oil. Get that in the pan. And all my ingredients today are all stuff that Rowan likes eating. So we put some garlic in there. I'd put onions, but he doesn't like onions. So we're not putting onions in there. And you want them to sweat out, but really these ones are from a jar. So funny enough, Christopher Ranch. Very, very good garlic. Not just because it's my name, but comes from a ranch of garlic. I mean, that's pretty good. And then to this, I'll add my Italian seasoning, and I put 2 tablespoons. It might seem like a lot, but once you add all the other ingredients in, it's just enough. So we'll put that in there. Also a teaspoon of paprika, some pepper. I don't need any salt in this because my secret ingredient I put in is actually chicken stock soup base. So that's your salt in there. And then from there, just mix this all. And I like doing this, heating this all up with the oil before I put my meat in. Just kind of gets out some of the different oils that are in all the different spices and wakes them up, like all the Food Network show says. I mean, I never knew they were asleep in the first place, but Rowan loves this stuff. And I didn't want to waste anything, so there was a little bit of garlic left in the bottom of this jar, so I'm just going to put with that water in there and let that go down. Water is starting to boil there for the fettuccine noodles. All right, now that everything's all nice and woken up, as they say, it's all nice and bubbling, we're gonna throw our ground beef in. And what we do is every time we go to the store, we buy it in big chunks and we patch it off into smaller packages and put them in the freezer for later. So makes it nice and easy. So now we'll just get the beef all browned up. It's only gonna take a few minutes. All right, so the meat is browning right now. The water for the spaghetti has come to a boil. Now here, what we'll do is we'll throw in our tomatoes into this wonderful sauce, get a mix in, and dinner will be ready soon. So mix all this up, wait a few minutes, it'll be ready. All right, so it's almost done cooking, and at this point, you always want to taste your sauces. I've made it several times, I know all the spices, but sometimes the sauce flavors off a little bit, and always use a clean spoon, never double dip, that's just disgusting.
Contamination.
We don't want to contaminate. All right, so it's nice, the salt is good, but what it needs, if mafia movies have taught me anything, more than the Cooking Network has, you always need a little bit of sugar in your sauces because what that does, it helps the acidity there. So if it's good enough for the mafia, it's good enough for us. So
add a little bit of wine. And a little bit of sugar. And that's my trick.
Why don't you cut the crap? I got more important things for you to do.
Just a little bit of extra sugar in there. I'll mix it around. Clean spoon again, another one. Don't want to get anybody all sick. I know we're all isolating together with families, but no sense getting food poisoning, especially all that toilet paper. You might actually need to use it. Anyway, let's try this out now. Ah, that's awesome. My spaghetti fettuccine is ready. You drain it off, and at this point, you put the drained noodles back in, and this is when you can put your olive oil to lubricate all those noodles. Don't put them ahead of time because you end up just running it down the sink. Perfect. And then what I like doing is I like ladling my sauce right in there. And as you notice, this is a lot of sauce, but that's because it's going to help last several days. You can take this, either put it in the fridge or freeze it. It freezes quite well, and just thaw it out when you need to make more dinner. All right, so he's washing his hands. We're going to get this on the table, and judgment awaits. So here is your sauce and your pasta. And you have a napkin there, so it's made just the way you like it. Let me know what you think. The setup has changed this time. You got some nice cut flowers from outside, just to remind us that it actually is spring outside. What do you think?
The same score.
The same score as the last dish I made, so like a bajillion points. That's awesome. What do you think of the sauce? Can you notice any of the ingredients you think I put in there? I know it's a test, but...
Tomato sauce, meat.
Yeah. Some spices.
And some spices and some herbs.
Yeah. So it's really good? What kind of wine? Actually, listener was also... What wine would you pair with this?
I don't like wine.
That's a test and you passed. Alright, so there you go. Another successful meal in quarantine for a picky eater. If you have any suggestions, send me an email. chrisloran@jppg.ca, link below. Let's use Rowan as a guinea pig, so give me your meals and I'll try them out on them. See you next time.